everyone, it's Anya here at ourgabled.home.com, and today I want to talk about my favorite Homestead kitchen tools. As you may know, if you've been following me for a while, we love to make most things from scratch. That doesn't mean that we don't ever buy anything that's already pre-made or we take shortcuts, but on the whole, we prefer to make everything at home. And I am going to talk about some of the tools and appliances that I use to do that, some of which may actually surprise you, and some of them are probably pretty self-explanatory and expected. Let's look at what those are. A set of really good knives is probably one of the more expected ones, but I do want to say a few things about the knives. I am using, most of the time, this is probably my favorite knife. It probably never really goes in the drawer. It always sits out because, like I said, I use it all the time. And this is a knife that we got in Japan. It has a carbon inner core and a stainless steel blade. It's super sharp. It actually sharpens pretty quickly. Now that's pretty special. You can get those online. If you're a traveler, maybe you can find one. But other than that, I do have some of these German knives. They're not very expensive for the quality, but they actually last a really long time. And there was a time when I really liked to have a red handle just to kind of know, like, oh, oops, this is sharp. This is something to be careful with. Now here I have two of these sharpening tools, and this is a sharpening steel. It's actually stainless. I think it's stainless steel, or maybe it's just steel. And all you do is you run your knife at a shallow angle to about 20 degrees like this, just a few times, wash it, and you'll notice a big difference. I have another one that's ceramic, and I couldn't really tell you which one I like better, so I sometimes alternate them, and sometimes I don't know, use them both. But this will actually make your knives very sharp without having to run them through a real sharpening process or take them to a place where they sharpen the knives for you. In terms of peeling, I actually like to use these stainless steel vegetable peelers. Now I have two of them because you just never know. One might break, or one is dirty. You never know. So I like to have two. These are really inexpensive. I want to say they're less than $10. I'll be linking all the tools that I am showing you today in the description box of this video, so you can easily find them. Now again, these are from Germany, and because I am German, I'm always a little bit partial to German products. And you will have a hard time finding the exact ones here in the US, but there are some very similar ones, and they're absolutely fantastic for peeling potatoes, for peeling carrots, and I use them all the time. I like how they feel in my hand. There are some that have a single handle and you use them this way. I like these so much better. Now you can already tell a theme here. There's no plastic here in our kitchen. I don't like plastic for many reasons. It also deteriorates pretty quickly. It can leach into your food. So we like to use a lot of stainless steel, and I have a set of stainless steel measuring spoons and a set of stainless steel measuring cups. They are a very good quality. They last forever. You can wash them really easily. You can put them in the dishwasher. They come out just like new, and so these get a lot of use in our home. So here in the back, you see my KitchenAid stand mixer, which I've had for many years. And it's just one of those classics that always works. It's a real workhorse, and I love using it in my kitchen. And I love it particularly because you can put all sorts of attachments here in the front. For example, my grain mill attachment, and I have another video that I will be linking where I'm showing you the mock mill attachment, which I think is a really fabulous product if you want to make your own breads, if you don't want to run to the store to get flour. And what I like about it particularly is white flour you can store for a long time. However, whole grain flour will become rancid if it's stored at room temperature pretty quickly. And either you store it in the refrigerator or in the freezer, or you get the whole kernel wheat or spelt or einkorn and you grind your own. It is fresh as best and you get all the vital nutrients from your grains. So that is what I prefer doing when I make my own breads. I love this bowl. It is enamel. And as I said, we don't like to use plastic in our home. I do have a set of stainless steel bowls. However, if you're making sauerkraut or if you're making sourdough, you want a non-reactive bowl. And instead of using plastic, I like the enamel bowl. This is really lightweight and I use it for baking all the time when I make my sourdough bread, which again, I have a really good recipe. If you want to check that out, it is so easy to make. And this is my absolute favorite bowl to use for that. We have been talking about vegetables. I have this little tool here. It's called a vegetable steamer and it opens up like this. It has a bunch of holes in it. And what's nice about it is that it adjusts to the size of your pot and you can steam your vegetables in there. Oftentimes when I need something really quick, and oftentimes we run out of time, it's close to dinner, something needs to be made, I love this vegetable steamer. I just cut the vegetables in a little chunk, put it in my pot and steam them. Steaming is much faster than cooking, boiling. It is also better because the vitamins and nutrients won't leach into your boiling water, but steaming is considered healthier for making vegetables. We often use it too for heating things up pretty quickly. I don't like to use a microwave at all. So if I have a piece of meat, I can just put it on here, heat it up if I have any leftovers. And this, again, also gets a lot of use in our home. I'm sure you're not surprised to hear me talk about cast iron. We absolutely love cast iron. It's probably the type of skillet that I use the most. There's very few things that I fry in a stainless steel skillet. However, I love my cast iron. I have a nice collection that my husband built me a wall rack for. So there's also a little video if you'd like to check that out, how we did that. And this is a skillet that's a standalone. However, it's part of a set here. And that is a Dutch oven, so this is basically 3-in-1. I use this often for making my sourdough breads because they rise really nicely in here. And so I'm not only using it for frying, but also for baking. And they withstand a lot of heat. They get better with use all the time. And they're really the original non-stick. It's pretty amazing. The more you use it, the more non-stick it gets, and they are so durable even if they get rusty. I don't have a video out about that, but there's so many tutorials on how you can get your rusty cast iron skillets back to good use. And the last item here in my Homestead kitchen that is not surprising that I want to show you is my collection of mason jars. I actually prefer the white mouth. This is the raw milk that we get. It comes in these half-gallon bottles that we use all the time. We also have pour tops for them that simply screw right on top here. I can show you on this one. And you can pour your liquid right out of it. And this is plastic, but sometimes you just need to compromise a little bit. So I have the half-gallon jars. I have the quart size that I often use for making sauerkraut. And what I really love about it is that there are so many different lids that you can get for your mason jars, for kraut making, for sprouting, for all sorts of things that make this such a versatile thing to have in your homestead kitchen. In this one, I am keeping my sourdough starter, and in these ones, that's the only small mouth, regular mouth size that I use. I make my jams and whenever I can something. The last item I want to show you is this pasta maker or pasta machine. If you have never tried homemade pasta, oh my gosh, it is so worth the extra effort. It does take a little bit longer, but it's definitely worth it. The taste is so much better than store-bought pasta. What I do is I attach this to my kitchen counter, actually this way around, and because this doesn't sit there well enough, I often just open my cabinet underneath and then I attach it this way. And to make it a little bit more non-slip, I have these two pieces of drawer liner and I put them right underneath the rubber feet here, and that gives it a little bit more stability. And this machine I've had for many years again, and it comes with various attachments, so you can make spaghetti or fettuccine, linguine. Sometimes it comes with a little thing where you can make ravioli and fill things, so you can find one that has all these attachments, or you just prefer to keep it really simple. This is kind of like a bonus for those of you who do like to really make everything from scratch, including pasta. What we look for in the tools and appliances that we use in our Homestead kitchen is quality and longevity. And I don't mind spending a little bit more upfront for something that will last me a really long time versus spending money on something that breaks after a while. So that's really important for us, to invest in quality that will last us a long time and not break and end up in the trash. If you're on a budget and you would like to find quality tools or appliances, you can often find them used in thrift stores or online on eBay, and I think it's absolutely worth spending just a little bit more money than buying something over and over because it breaks all the time. So these were kind of like the more modern type of tools and appliances that I use in my kitchen. I do use some really old-fashioned tools in my kitchen, and I will be making a video about that, so please stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new here on my channel, please hit the subscribe button. I upload a new video every week. And thank you so much for joining me here in my Homestead kitchen. See you next time.